Recently, the National Studio for Documentary and Science Films, in collaboration with the European Union National Institutes for Culture in Hanoi, UNIC, held a press conference to introduce European Vietnamese Documentary Film Festival 2015 in Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City. This is the 7th film festival, aiming to promote dialogue and cooperation between Vietnamese and European documentary films, and to bring local and international audiences the existing experiences of diversified culture and various filmmaking styles. The documentaries which are introduced in this year's festival won a lot of awards at the local and international film festivals. The themes of the films are homeland, contemporary society, movement, and gender. The fascinating dialogue between European and Vietnamese documentary films will be stimulated throughout the festival. Every evening, a Vietnamese film will be screened together with a film from Denmark, Germany, France, Poland, Switzerland, and Sweden.
The Embassy of Switzerland is extremely glad to participate in the 7th European Vietnamese Documentary Film Festival with a movie closely linked to Vietnam. Documentary movies are always linked to specific aspects of life. This time, identity is a subject which you can find in almost every movie, and I think that's moving things from both sides.
Tôi nghĩ rằng là cái cơ hội đầu tiên là các khán giả, các nước thành viên chúng ta cùng được xem các cái tác phẩm điện ảnh của các nước châu Âu, Việt Nam và Đông Nam Á. Đấy là một cái cơ hội cho khán giả. Đấy, còn làm một nhà sản xuất thì tôi nghĩ rằng các cái bộ phim của các nghệ sĩ của chúng tôi được công chiếu, được đến với khán giả một cách gần nhất. Đối với các nghệ sĩ, khi phim của họ được đến với khán giả đông đảo như vậy, được sự quan tâm và kể cả các bạn nước ngoài đến rất là đông, thì tạo ra một cái sự phấn khởi trong nghề nghiệp, kích thích cái sự sáng tạo của người nghệ sĩ.
Being held for the first time in 2009, European Vietnamese Documentary Film Festival is not only a meeting place for Vietnamese and international audiences who love documentary films, but also the opening of the events promoting cultural exchange and documentaries dialogue between Vietnam and European countries in recent years. In today's program, we will learn more about this documentary film festival, as well as the outstanding activities of documentary cooperations between the Vietnam and European countries through the conversation with Dr. Almuth Meyer-Zollitsch, director of Goethe Institute in Hanoi.
Hello and welcome to Sharing Vietnam on VTC10 Netviet among Nhật. In our program today, we'll have a talk to Dr. Almuth Meyer-Zollitsch, Director of Goethe Institute in Hanoi. She also a part of organizing board of the 7th Vietnam European Documentary Film Festival held in Vietnam. And she will share more about the topic of promoting the documentary film dialogue between Vietnam and European countries. Thank you, Dr. Almuth Meyer-Zollitsch, for joining our program today. First of all, in your opinion, what will this event contribute to promote the dialogue between Vietnam and European countries in terms of documentary film?
This documentary film festival will contribute to our cultural exchange on different layers. First of all, we have every night a dialogue between a Vietnamese and a European film. So in terms of filmmaking styles, in terms of topics that are relevant for each society, and of course also in terms of, let's say, filmmakers' generation. So I see this film festival as a huge opportunity for a platform to share and to comment and to learn from each other. It's also a dialogue between generations of filmmakers. We have here.
Besides these events, can you share more about other events and activities that promote the documentary films dialogue between Vietnam and European countries?
Yes, actually this is more than a festival, more than film screenings. This is also about panel discussions, about workshops, about talks. And as I mentioned before, we have this special series of young films, films by young filmmakers. So we have also an excellent media coverage, which means that many audiences who maybe were not so interested before into documentary films are now getting attentive and say, oh wow, that can be interesting. And then they see that documentary filmmaking is actually real life filmmaking, and that is very, I think, attractive and appealing for the audience.
How do you evaluate the quality of Vietnam's documentary films after joining in the recent Vietnam European Documentary Film Festival?
I think it has been very good motivation for the filmmakers that they see that documentary films attract an increasing number of audiences. So that is stimulating. Also the discussions around the films, the Q&A sessions, the panel discussions and so on, they give new ideas to the filmmakers. I mean, it's always difficult to judge about quality, but I see the range of film-making styles has widened. I think there is an opening towards different approaches of filmmaking in the Vietnamese documentary filmmaking scene, and I think for that it has been a very good opportunity that since I think 3 or 4 editions of the festival we had this special window for young films, for films that have been created by young filmmakers. So this adds a new voice to the festival, and yes, I think in the long run that contributes to an increasing quality of documentary film, which you can also see in the number of invitations to international festivals. And this on both sides. The films of the National Studio, or the films that the National Studio has selected for this year's festival edition, are all films that have been invited to international festivals. On our side, from the European films, we always contribute films that have been awarded in international festivals, that have been attracted great audience numbers, so audience success.
In recent years, the activities of strengthening dialogue between Vietnamese European documentaries have been increasingly promoted. They do not only help people to learn about the unique culture of each country, but also open opportunities for filmmakers to improve their learning experience. Apart from the screening of the documentary films, the Documentary Film Festival also introduced the workshop of script development with the German director Ernie Birkenstock and Shirley Berkowitz at Goethe Institute in Hanoi and Hoa Sen University in Ho Chi Minh City. Under the guidance of German directors, young filmmakers from European and Southeast Asian countries share their views and ideas in developing scripts, topic approaches, and filmmaking styles. Afterwards,
So this will be a 4-day workshop with about 15 filmmakers from all over Southeast Asia. And I hope I can help them developing further their ideas, their themes, their projects, into something which then can be really produced as a documentary film. They have very different stories, very different stages of development, and Vietnam is a country in transition with a lot of changes, so it is an excellent place to do documentaries.
as one of the European countries with experience in the documentary production and preservation, Belgium has supported Vietnam significantly, especially the project of upgrading and preserving documentary archive at the National Studio for Documentary and Science Films. During the working session in Vietnam, the Belgian expert John Pierre announced the report of evaluation and monitoring the project results, as well as organizing training class for Vietnamese film archive preservation officers. He discussed with the staff the methods to preserve valuable documentaries. Up to now, the project has saved over 4,000 film rolls from serious deterioration, of which more than 3,000 rolls are preserved by Vietnam Film Institute.
Thông qua cái việc liên hoan phim quốc tế, năm nay năm thứ 7 rồi, tôi có rất nhiều những cơ hội được làm việc những cái hợp tác khác đối với các nước châu Âu, tôi nói ví dụ như đối với Bỉ, phái đoàn Valerie Bruxelles của Bỉ, sau 5 lần liên hoan phim tài liệu với chúng tôi, thì 5 năm bạn đã tổ chức 7 cái lớp đào tạo về công tác làm phim cho chúng tôi. Và bên cạnh đấy thì bạn giúp cho chúng tôi về công tác lưu trữ và bảo quản tư liệu nữa. Cho nên bên cạnh liên hoan phim chúng ta đến được với nhau, được xem phim của nhau, được gặp gỡ nhưng tạo ra cái cơ hội làm việc. Và ngoài cái việc mà năng lực đào tạo trong nước thì việc tiếp cận với cái phong cách, các cái cách làm phim của nước ngoài là cần thiết.
What do you think about the activities of promoting the documentary dialogue between Vietnam and European countries in recent years?
There is an increasing number of activities, of so to say sideline activities around the festival. We have the workshops, we have the discussions, and we have a second venue of the festival. So since 2 years we have extended the festival to Ho Chi Minh City. We have our partner, the Hoa Dinh University there. They are very, very dedicated partners, attracting especially a young audience from universities, but also in general. So I think this is also an impact, or this has an impact on the quality of the festival, knowing that the audience numbers are increased, and also, of course, the number of activities and the range of activities have increased.
After those activities, what are the benefits for Vietnamese and European directors and documentary filmmakers?
First of all, it's a huge opportunity to learn from each other, and this is true for both the young filmmakers and also the experienced ones who come for the first time to Vietnam, like our guest of this year, Arne Birkenstock, a very experienced senior filmmaker who has won many important awards with his films around the world. And he says he looks forward to the opportunity to this dialogue with the young filmmakers, to see what is moving them and what kind of stories are interested for them, and he wants to help them to improve these stories and to bring them into excellent films. I think this is a huge benefit for both sides, so this learning experience, but of course also for the audience. I mean, it's a kind of audience building. Mostly, or many people still think, well, documentary films are something not so very interesting compared to fiction films. But here in Hanoi, we have this increasing number of audiences for our film festival, and they really see that real life cinema, as the documentary films are very interesting and exciting, because it has to do with ourselves.
Can you share more about the future activities and events in promoting the documentary film dialogue between Vietnam and Europeans?
I hope that we can extend the festival to even more countries and make it more than European Vietnamese or European Southeast Asian, maybe becoming an international festival, so with films even from, I don't know, the United States or Canada, which are also interesting countries of documentary film productions. So extending, and especially also extending the activities like workshops. We had this year one workshop about script development. Would be very interesting to have a second workshop or a longer running workshop. So this opportunity for young filmmakers to attend the workshops is very interesting.
Thank you so much, Dr. Almuth Meyer-Zollitsch, for joining our program today. And that is also the end of our program Sharing Vietnam. For comments and feedback, please send it to sharingvietnam@netviet.net. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you again tomorrow.